in humility, Wang Liqin, but now the women on the table. Here we go. Oh, quick start. Ellie Samara with a backhand down the line, an untouched third ball for Her Highness Yingsha.
She actually did take a game in their last meeting. Ellie Samara, that was at the Singapore Smash this season.
No TTR? That was probably the most heartwarming moment of the entire event, was Shasha going out of her way to help her opponent and say, challenge it, you'll win. Take the TTR.
How charming is that?
Oh, it just brings tears to the eyes.
One of the most respected players, I think it's fair to say. Ellie Samara, someone who's been at the top of the game for such a significant spell. A magical left-hander.
One of very few you'll see put on an exhibition point in the women's game. A rare occasion, though. Fight time now. Taste of her own medicine here. Deja vu back in the DeLorean all the way back to the first point of this team tie.
Deceptive there, Yingsha inside the table. Forehand orientated player, the backhand divisive.
Now, Fraser, I didn't talk you up as much as I normally do. It's great to have you here as one of the more experienced table tennis aficionados on the mic. With this packed house here, what can you tell us about Ellie Samara's serve game?
Oh, wow, it's incredible how dynamic it is. She can shovel, she can hook around the ball. It's almost like a cloak, the way it's revealed. It's so difficult to identify how much side, top, or backspin is on it. She can make it incredibly handcuffing for the receiver. Very difficult for Yingsha to power flick or power push the serve that she plays.
And she's even got that fast, wide serve that can ace a right-handed player.
Yes.
Comes out from time to time.
We want to see it.
Oh, man. I would love to see it.
Point one.
Right. Speaking of pendulums here, Shasha, good deception on this one, but there's also a lot of pressure knowing that the third ball, you want to make it really uncomfortable, so it's a tall order. Not a bad flick. The placement is good, but Shasha gets there and hands and thunder sticks come a-clapping.
Yeah, trying to guide it out wide there. Full extension, Shasha looping the ball. Marlin, the magician there on his feet.
Merlin would work perfectly, though, because he is a magician.
Exactly.
That's why you said, I love it. That'd be funny if, like, deep in the heart of Beijing, they call him Merlin. No, obviously, it's his native language, so they're not going to mispronounce his name. Clever idea, you can see the frustration, but on the other side, no way. I was just thinking of the Sung sisters. There was a Rachel Sung-like resemblance, and they look like Shuang Bao Tai. They look like twins. What an awesome experience to have with a sibling, let alone sharing a womb.
It's been wonderful to see the ball kids just lapping it all up. They've got some of the best seats in the house down there. Shout out to all the table tennis clubs in London.
Ah, they're supplying the ball kids, huh?
Yeah.
Cool opportunity. Much like playing against Sun Yingsha in the semifinals. And this is something else we forgot to talk about, that the backhand of Ellie Samara is very capable, much like Bernie in some senses. She generates a lot of spin, but with a slightly shorter stroke. And I think you might want to talk about that bottle challenge serve as well.
Yes, exactly. That serve down the line, using it as a real weapon. It's more memorable, really, that we see it from left-handers such as Lin Wenru, but obviously right-handers can do it too. Oh.
Hoping for a short TTR moment, but Shasha manages to get the torso out of the way and find the forehand. Sold out on the floor, the mosh pit area. This is where, this is people saying, just get me a ticket wherever you possibly can. I want to watch this live. And now, 7 game points for Baby Buddha. Only needs the one. So a righty versus a lefty. Cool to see a right-handed player use the bottle challenge serve against a lefty, but there's no reason they shouldn't. It's equally as effective. The opportunity's just the same. And there is some quick homework right now assigned to the veteran student, Ellie Samara, as Sha takes game 1 11-3. Game number 2 of the women's singles, women's team semifinals coming up.
Second game, China to serve, Love
Love all. Table tennis bringing the world together, fans from all backgrounds with one love here. Table tennis, 100 years in the making. Same start as last game, but that was 1/3 of the total pie for Ellie Samara. First time around, eyebrows raised, and she looks back to the bench to try and turn things here, maybe.
I have a tendency to do things halfway, like the lawn. But when I hit my
Number 1 from this stadium-filling star, Yingsha. As good as Samara is away from the table, improvising with the flair, she has to be as aggressive as possible. She has to play one shot with the next in mind. Staying closer to the table is overall going to increase her percentages.
Yeah, that's a perfect point to bring up. And as a 37-year-old, it's just one more reason staying closer is important. I mean, Nisha Lian is in what, her 26th World Team Championships? Maybe just, it's got to be World Championships, period.
Yeah. She was a gold medalist for China in what, 1983?
Left, 2-1.
I'm trying to think, I was 2 years old. Yes, now I remember.
Yeah.
No, I was on a pacifier and shouting Jayo.
In her 60s, still slinging. Actually played Yingsha at the 2024 Olympics. Nisha Lian.
That's a rough draw. You don't have easy draws at the Olympic Games, but Yingsha, man, don't get much tougher than that. Shout out to Chunma. So Fraser, you gave us some good insight in terms of tactics, in terms of distance from the table. What else can Ellie Samara do to maybe just increase her chances against, well, Yingsha?
For me, she has to try and create contrasts. She has to be very relaxed on the receive. Good idea there with the guide flick. I do feel as though trying to slow the game down earlier to freeze the ultimate power player, Yingsha, will help her out. Try and slow down the game, play lots of rotation, and then get in position, try and find a wide angle, because Yingsha isn't the tallest player.
That's right. Look where you can for any opportunity to take advantage. That is not exactly what you described, but of course, the intention is clear. Take risks on serve. And throughout the rally, for that matter. You know, with Ma Long here right now, he's often been described as the most complete player in the game, and I think at this point in time, and for quite some time, there's no question that Yingsha has been the most complete player in the game. I only bring that up because while you described her as the most explosive, which is true, that is just one of many superlatives.
Yeah.
There's so many different aspects of the game that she is the most capable, the most qualified, and just the top at.
For sure. It's not just the stroke making, it's the transitions between them. It swings and roundabouts, as we say in British English. If you want to get something really strong, that comes at a sacrifice. At the top of the game, if you want to outlast your opponents, as we see some fans there in the crowd, loving it here.
Do you think they're married? Because they were carrying the opposite flags, I'm just saying. Oh, that wrist!
Yeah.
Flavian Colton, Elizabeta Samara, these are 2 wrists on the list. Look at that brush.
Letting that wrist lag to fade the ball. Samara then coming through it. But yeah, I'm just going to say the top players in the world are usually forehand orientated. So the backhand is used in a more probing manner. There you can see Xia is looking for that. She can impose herself more, transfer more weight through the forehand.
Guess that made Fang Zhendong a bit of an anomaly, yeah?
Yeah, I guess he was a bit more balanced between the 2 rings, more the modern style.
I like it. Just thinking back to those, the 2 people that seem like they must be quite close. Just reminding us that this is all fun. Bringing the world together. While it is all fun, for the players on the table and anyone who's ever seen them in the practice hall, it's more than that. It's their livelihood. It's their responsibility. If you know table tennis well, you might be excited to see your favorite players in the practice hall, but you know not to bother them before a match. That said, 1 point the better than where she was last game, but clearly not the result she's looking for. She's got serves and 6 game points to defend. What started to feel briefly like an exhibition point was simply the work of a crafty Xia finding the crossover while Ellie was still at the table. 1, and then a second one right in at that elbow.
Yeah, just all-seeing, all-knowing. Xia using a peripheral, never taking an eye off the ball or the opponent.
Well, keep your eyes on this match because the scoreboard, only 7 points for the opponent. 1 more game, at least. But Xia will look to close it out in 3. So a little look here at the past winners, how successful women's teams have been at collecting the Corbion Cup. 5 times Romania did it. The 50s, man, that is where it was at. Some sweet times there that were jolly good. China 23. Add up all the other numbers there. Less than 23. You don't even have to do all the math. And another time that one of the many that China won was 2 years after their defeat in 2010. It was Dortmund, Germany against Singapore. The exact same team came back and they got their revenge. Oh yeah! What a moment here. Ding Ning, Liu Shiwen with some short hair as ever. Well, oh, Li Xiaoxia getting a bit of a scare there. Who would go on to be not only a world champion, but an Olympic champion and retire at 28. Dream of opening a bakery.
Wow, I didn't know that. But an Olympic champion here in London, Li Xiaoxia.
Man, a very dramatic one with Ding Ning on the other side of the table. That would be Ding Ning's inspiration to learn English. If you haven't heard the story, tune in for table tennis more often. But man, it's tough to watch that and not cry. Right now, there is nothing clouding the vision in the eyes of Elizabeta Samara. And I think the same could be said clearly for Baby Buddha, the world #1 Sun Yingsha. Nice side swipe there.
Samara calmly spinning that ball fairly shallow. Sun Yingsha trying to come in over it. Couldn't quite do so on that occasion.
That little bit of extra here. You'll hear players say 110%, and it's of course figurative, but sometimes you just find that reserve tank in these moments.
That's right, with the adrenaline pumping through your veins, like it must be right now for Samara. Obviously Romania guaranteed to be on the podium, making it to a semi-final for the first time in 26 years here. They're going to give it all.
Well, just a little reminder for context to add to what you said. Team Romania gave Ellie Samara a bit of a break in the last round. And Xia is such a staple that she's expected to take 2. So, we can't count Romania out for this just yet.
2-0.
Everything is going as planned. That said, China, the strong favorites.
Left.
Although the reason we had to stop before this is is because of all the Romanian fans in the crowd right now.
And they're going to get very, very vocal, especially as we get deeper into this women's team semi-final. The next match, by the way, Soch against Wang Monyu.
Good start here. Same score line in terms of the total points in game number 1 for Samara. But this is a must-win for Elizabeta Samara. Yingsha, it's amazing how seriously she takes her job. It's not to say that she doesn't enjoy it, but she understands the responsibility and what she represents out here wearing that flag. Good soft block to cover the middle, but it comes. Good soft block to cover the middle, but it comes in shallow, and Shasha's there to put it away.
Well, sometimes you stop and think, how come it is that Yingsha and Wang Chuqin have so many fans? Probably because they need them. Such pressure on such young shoulders. It's amazing how they carry that pressure, how they treat it as a privilege.
And right into that elbow once again. No, I think you worded it perfectly. These are two players. At some point, I think everybody has a question. Why these two? What's the difference? Everyone on Team China is lovely. Wang Manyu's incredible. What about all the others? But there's just a certain level of class and beyond.
Yeah.
That's just so admirable, the way they carry themselves. I know for Wang Chuqin, despite having a dominant record against Ma Long, having Ma Long here, he always looked up to him. And we'll see. We've got some big matches to come on table number 1 today, some big team ties, but no one's looking down on either of these players. More than literally, as we have this bird's eye view so you can appreciate where they stand. Now here's a question I can let you take. People always ask, why are players standing so far off to the side when they receive? For newbies, or people newer to the sport, I should say, it does look a bit peculiar.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously you want to be biased towards a certain side if you feel as though you want to set up a certain strength and you feel as though you know where the ball's going to come to. If, for example, Samara is going to try and serve long to middle, you'll see Shasha adjust to stand centrally at the table to try and take it on with the backhand, if it better allows her to nullify the spin on the ball.
It's funny, my common answer to that question has changed a little bit in recent times because of the popularity of the backhand over the table, or the banana flick, or Chiquita. Liu Shiwen in the house, 2019 world champion. Xiao Zhan, personal coach for Zhang Jike in the women, and Wang Liqin right there. 3 consecutive, not consecutive, 3 world championship titles as men's singles.
Yeah.
But he was dominant. You can find pictures of him online with his shirt off, and you will be inspired.
And Liu Shiwen, the all-time leader in terms of World Cup wins, 5. Shasha playing catch-up. She won her 3rd on the bounce this year.
Her Royal Highness. We just talked about the royalty watching in the house. This is rarely a way to win, but left-handed Europeans versus right-handed Chinese.
And we have got the legendary Dane Michael Mays in the house. We had the butterfly party earlier on in the week. Flashbacks to the Worlds there.
Hashtag left-handed Europeans versus right-handed Chinese. Oh, how Schweider was left-handed.
He was lefty.
Oh, man. So we've got 5 match points as I slowly pull my foot out of my mouth. And it's Shasha, 1 point away from getting the cream cheese ready. And not even time for a net. She was trying. Ellie said, hey, give me a chance. I wanted to put on a show, remember? And Shasha was like, yeah, sorry, you saw who's watching? She just didn't recognize. She would have done it, of course. She would have accepted. That is when you are in that position, it's the player who's trailing